You're listening to a Pave Media show.
Visit pavemedia.net for more podcasts and video entertainment.
So, John, can you tell me what is the most dangerous car journey you've ever been in?
Oh, that's easy. The time you got your first vehicle and I stupidly volunteered to keep you company when you went to pick it up.
Wait, which time?
We drove halfway down a motorway at this incredibly slow speed. I would say dangerously slow speed, before you realised that the handbrake had been on the whole time.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Yeah, I know. And then for the entire journey, which probably took about an hour, but felt like it took days because my entire life flashed before my eyes multiple times, you kept discovering cool new features of this car that you never noticed before. Like, oh, there's a fifth gear. Or, oh, that's how you turn the windscreen wipers on. Oh, but I don't know how to turn them off now. And
how is that a thing that people just know? I don't get it. Like, it's different in every vehicle. You get in a vehicle for the first time. How do you know?
Yeah, all I can say is, like, I was practically kissing the ground when we finally got out. Like, oops, I'm speeding again. Oops, I'm in the wrong lane. Oops, oops, missed the turn off. Like,
yeah, maybe I should have gone for a different co-pilot. Someone who actually knew where the windscreen wipers were.
Look, I was there for moral support, and I think I offered that, as much as I possibly could in the circumstances.
I'm not sure you did. It doesn't sound like you did.
I didn't tell you all this at the time. I was just quietly praying to see another day.
Great. Okay, quietly praying, moral support. Yeah, same thing.
Some films are fine just the way they are. Other films sometimes take it way too far. But really, how bad could it get? Let's go beyond the box set.
Welcome everybody to Beyond the Box Set, the podcast where we pitch prequels, sequels and spin-offs to films that don't have any. I'm Harry. Joining me as always is John.
Hello.
And we have a special guest this week. A returning guest. Multiple times.
This is her third time at the rodeo, yeah. So.
Yeah.
Not quite beating Ross.
No, Ross is still our number one.
Takes some beating,
Yeah.
I'm afraid. And he keeps coming back on, the bastard. Yeah, so Louise, welcome.
Hello.
You've brought Clueless with you today.
I have.
Is this completing the trilogy of your films, going from Garden State to Burlesque to Clueless?
No, this is actually one I'd like to do. And when you put me on the spot the first time, I didn't know what to do. And then the second time we met with Ollie and discussed what would be fun to do in pairs, because it was me and John and you and Ollie.
Yeah.
And that was a fun one to do. But I love this film. I'd like to quickly give a shout out to my best friend Kate, who this is our favourite film of all time. And I know she'll be listening to this, so hello Kate.
I don't think we've ever had a shout out before, have we?
No, not really.
Oh, like, we were obsessed with this film. Like, we've seen it hundreds of times. So,
Is it the sort of film that you can quote from start to finish?
it's not that quotable.
Oh, it so is.
What are you talking about?
This is one of the most quotable films, surely.
It's not as quotable as Mean Girls,
I think it's up there. I think it's definitely up there.
but it led the way for Mean Girls to really.
I feel like the real trilogy is not the films that you've done. The real trilogy for me is of like classic teen high school movies is Heathers in the 80s, Clueless in the 90s, Mean Girls in the 90s.
Sure, yeah.
That is a trilogy of incredible. There seems like there's one great one every decade. I don't know which one for the 2010s. Whether there's been one, I've missed it, but
So it could still happen.
it could still. There's still time.
I
There's
quite
still
like
time.
Easy A. That one
Is that
with Emma
2010s?
Stone. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that was good. Yeah, but don't know, maybe. But those three are like my top three high school movies because I
Sure.
also love this movie.
Yes,
This is
it's a great movie.
film. Yeah, I had a great time rewatching this. What did you think, Harry?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I watched it today and by myself, just bursting out laughing, which is always a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Laughing by yourself.
Yes, that's definitely a good sign.
Yeah. Yeah, this film is it's hilarious. It's fantastic.
I think this film is almost perfect.
Yeah.
It is incredibly well written. I think it's so well acted. Well, it's just perfectly cast.
Yeah, Alicia Silverstone is
Yeah.
amazing.
I think every actor is not necessarily like the most amazing actor in the world, but certainly is perfectly cast for the role that they have to play.
Yeah,
Definitely.
totally.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone doing this better than Alicia Silverstone. It's a perfect role for the perfect actress with the perfect script. It's just
Totally.
so entertaining.
Here's where Dion lives. She's my friend because we both know what it's like to have people be jealous of us.
Girlfriend.
And I must give her snaps for her courageous fashion efforts.
Hey, Cher.
Dion and I were both named after great singers of the past who now do infomercials.
Who wants to do a plot summary? Louise, do you reckon you could summarise the plot of this movie?
Can you start and I'll help you?
Okay, sure, yeah. So, Clueless, well, it's first of all, it's based on the Jane Austen classic Emma.
Yes.
So it's a modern retelling of Jane Austen's Emma. So set in
Wasn't
high
that
school.
kind of a thing in the 90s with these kind of high school
Yeah, well,
ones?
Jane Austen was huge in the 90s because, well, I mean, she was long dead in the 90s, but, you know, there was the Sense and Sensibility movie, there's the
Wasn't
Pride and
10 Things I
Prejudice
Hate About You
that, I think Clueless,
like her?
I think Clueless kickstarted that trend of like, oh, let's adapt it as a high school film.
Yeah, sure.
But yes, there were definitely other ones that came afterwards.
That's a really good film as well.
Also a very good film.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's on the list, yeah. Yeah, so...
She's all that. What's on with Drew Barrymore?
Oh, Never Been Kissed.
Never Been
Was
Kissed.
that based on a Shakespeare?
No, just those
Okay.
kind of movies. Those, like, it's a very, like, of that time genre, isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
Like,
totally. This is like...
just
the-
all the same, but, like, kind of different.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this was the first big teen movie of the period. Like, there's
Yeah,
really-
like, but they've all got the basic storyline of, like, there's the girl that's, like, not that hot, but then, like, they take an item of clothing off all her glasses, and then they're like, oh, I'll change her hair colour, and then they're like, oh my god, she's actually really attractive. Like, Brittany Murphy, Ty, is not... But it, like, they're just washing the red hair out of it, like red dye out of her hair doesn't dramatically change her per se. But then they're like, "Oh God, she's the hottest girl in school."
That's way harsh, Louise. Way harsh. I'm doing the line way harsh tag. Like, it's way harsh tag.
It's way harsh.
Way harsh tag. You're a virgin who can't drive. How can you say this movie isn't quotable? This movie is so...
No, that is a great quote.
You're a virgin who can't drive.
Ouch.
Yeah. There's a certain bittersweetness to watching this now because of obviously what the sad thing that happened to Brittany Murphy, which is that she passed away about
Yes.
10 years ago. But I did see an old interview with her, obviously before she died, when she was talking about a few years after this film, and she was reminiscing about it, and she said the irony at the time is that I was a virgin who couldn't drive. So, so I like that. That was good.
Aw, cute.
So sweet. Yeah. But yeah, so this film is set in LA. It's a very LA.
Beverly
kind of
Hills
film.
High.
Beverly Hills High, yeah. So it basically is set in a high school with a bunch of teenagers.
Yeah.
Some questionable teenagers. Like,
Especially the guys. The guys in this film read a lot older.
oh, I don't
How
know.
old was Paul Rudd supposed to be in this? Because people are saying now, after he's...
He was in college, so he was older than
He was
everybody
supposed to be a little bit older.
Cool, because somebody could have said, like, he's 35, and I'd have been like, he looked good for his age, but I'd have believed you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he looks the same today. He hasn't aged. Well, yeah,
Me
maybe
and
a-
Harry talked about this,
Okay.
and Harry just, he was like, no, he does.
Okay.
He's aged, he just looks good.
He looks fine, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks great, who I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But,
He definitely looks
he's
great.
all right. Like, but Alicia Silverstone, yeah, I think she's about 22, you know. I think Brittany Murphy was about 21, 22.
What's the one with the red hair? What's
Oh,
her-
Amber was in her late 30s. Amber was 37
Amber was somebody's
years
mom at this point.
Yeah.
Sure.
old. And Stacey Dash, who plays Dion, she actually was like 30 when she filmed this.
What?
Yeah, seriously.
The fuck?
But she still looks the same today. Like, she is just one of those lucky people, I think. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love all of those scenes between her and what's her boyfriend called?
Murray, Donald Faison
Yeah.
from Scrubs. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, he was good.
Just when he's cutting his hair in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, so funny.
I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real.
I'm calling your mother.
I do not wear polyester hair.
I mean, it's the same character as Scrubs, to be
Oh,
honest.
100%.
Yeah.
I loved his ridiculously low pants. Like,
Woman.
just-
Yep.
Don't call me woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, the relationships in this film are perfect. Like, all the characters have such fantastic interrelations.
It's also quite forward thinking for the time. Like, is it Elton, the creep?
Elton's the creep, Jeremy Sisto, and then there's also the gay kid. I don't know if that's who you're thinking of. Christian. Travis is the stoner who's Ty's true love.
No, Elton's the one that. If we're doing a plot summary, do we skip? I don't know.
Yeah, let's not skip
in and
to-
out. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all in high school, and Alicia Silverstone plays Cher. Not Cher, but Cher. She says, like, me and my best friend Dion were both named after pop stars.
Cher Horowitz.
Cher
What
Horowitz,
a great
yeah.
surname.
We're both named after pop icons who now do infomercials.
Nice.
Some great
And
names.
Cher's mum is no longer with us,
Because she died in a freak plastic surgery accident.
of course.
One of the more
So Beverly
One of
Hills
the more delightful details, yeah. So she lives in this castle.
mansion.
It's not a mansion, it's a castle. Like, it's a fairy tale castle. Like,
Sure.
it's
She
ridiculous.
has a walk-in wardrobe
Yeah. With her...
that's electronically hooked up to her desktop PC.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, because I didn't know what this film was at all. And one of the first scenes is like, I don't know what to wear, and she gets a computer out, the computer tells her what to wear. I was like, is this the future? Well,
I feel this
where
film
are we
exists
living right
in
now?
its own universe. It's like a very
Yeah, to sure.
heightened version of, like... it's based in some version of reality, but it's so heightened and cartoonish. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
they're all dressed like cartoon characters.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they are.
It cracks me up, the touchscreen computer. It's just absurd. Like,
Yeah.
that she's using to scroll through and figure out what to wear for the day. But yeah, she lives in this fairy tale mansion with her father.
Who's a big lawyer, isn't he?
Yes, a big scary prosecutor, yeah. But he argues with me for free because I'm his dad. He is one of my all-time favourite.
For whatever reason, she occasionally works for him on his cases.
She's just helping him out, yeah.
Hashtag random.
She's helping him out. She's helping him out. She's being a good daughter. One day she'll be a successful lawyer. But, yeah. But he is one of my all-time favourite movie dads. He is just so spectacularly grouchy and terrifying.
When she's like, "Oh, Daddy, drink your juice," and he's just like, "No." Like, so cute.
Well, she's a control freak, yeah. She likes to...
yeah.
That's her big personality type. She is a huge control freak. She likes to, like, micromanage everyone and, like, manage their lives, which is...
Yeah.
Again, it's the
She
plot
wants
of them.
everything to go well for everybody.
Yes, exactly. And, yeah, she seems like she's pretty much, like, the popular girl. Or, like, she's pretty high on the social ladder. But she's not, like, played as a mean girl or a bitch particularly. She's just, like... She's smart and self-confident, but also kind of ditzy.
Yeah,
But in a very kind of, like, almost knowing kind of way. It's almost like...
It's very endearing.
Yeah. Again, this is why the performance is amazing and the writing is amazing, because it'd be so easy for this character to just be, like, a villain. Or to just be, like, dislikable. But she plays it so well where it's, like... Yes, she's clueless, if you don't mind me using the word title of the film. But also, like, she's so sincere all the time. Like, she really does just want to help people.
Yeah.
With makeovers. And so that's what she does.
I'd say it's what differs this film from Heathers and Mean Girls.
There's no mean girls in this particularly. Even Amber, who's maybe the villainess.
She's a crap mean girl.
Yeah, she doesn't do anything.
And nobody takes her seriously.
No, and she
either.
never really does anything in the film. She doesn't have a point. She's
Yeah.
just like there to be dressed like a cartoon air hostess for some reason. But,
I know, right? She looks like the chick from Aqua, actually.
yes, she does.
I
Look,
knew you would like that.
she does look like Lena Nystrom. You're
You're
right.
talking a language I do not understand.
You've
You
heard
weren't born,
Barbie Girl.
sweetie.
Yeah, but I've not seen the chick from Aqua.
You have. She's in this movie. She plays Amber.
Okay.
Amber, Miss Stoger, my plastic surgeon doesn't want me doing any activity where balls fly at my nose.
Well, there goes your social life.
It's funny, like, there isn't actually much of a plot. So there's, like, a few little things happening, but there's no, like, one plot, I would say.
I mean, it breaks out with her wanting to, make things right between people. So
Yeah,
the first
her-
thing that she does is she wants to make... She's failing at school and she gets a bad grade in, like, her debate class. So she wants to make her debate teacher happy so that she can get a better grade.
Yeah.
So she makes him fall in love with her teacher from,
Another
like,
teacher.
English or something.
Yeah, she's like a matchmaker. She likes to...
Yeah, so she sets that up, and then she realises she's kind of good at that. Then there's a new kid, Ty, who comes to the school. And
Played by
she's-
Brittany Murphy.
You know, and Ty's a bit
Ty-
clueless. And
Ty has a past, and I'm intrigued
Yeah.
by Ty's past.
yeah, you know, she's not a virgin, she's smoking weed. Like, God
got-
knows where Ty's from, but it's the wrong side
How,
of the
yeah,
tracks.
how is she at this school? Like, because it feels like this is like a very elite.
Well, they
private
never
school.
they never address anything about Ty's life, which is apart from, like...
But they drop lots of hints, and I love that. It's
Yeah.
Like watching it back this time, I've seen this film many times, but this is the first time I've, like, really sat down and paid attention since I was, like, maybe a teenager.
Yeah.
And there were so many jokes that I missed when I was a kid that
Yeah,
now are like,
sure.
oh, that was a really good joke. Like, someone, like, offhand mentions Coke, as in Coca-Cola. She's like,
She's like,
shit,
oh,
you guys got
Coke
Coke?
here?
Sure, it's American.
yeah, she does.
Like, Ty has been through some shit. Like,
Yeah. So yeah, no, you don't really know where she's come from. But anyway, Cher decides that she needs a makeover so that she can fit in at the school. Like, not in, but still, like John says, not in a mean girls kind of way. She's not like, oh my God, you're not going to fit in here. You look gross. She's just kind of like, and she's right. Like the flannel shirt, the baggy jeans, we've got to lose them. You know, she'll look better with a crop top on. Who doesn't? Unless
she,
you look like
she
me.
truly wants the
And,
best of people. She
yeah.
truly wants the best for everyone, just Cher, and that's what makes her endearing. And
Yeah.
And
So she does that, and then they go to a party. Then I think as the storyline goes on, Cher realises that she'd quite like someone to do that for her, I think.
It's like she puts so much emotional energy into making everyone else happy, she doesn't really focus on herself very much. So I guess maybe that's one of the morals. She wants everyone to be perfect. Like, you know, she's always talking to her dad about, you know, eating the right food and all this kind of stuff, regardless of his own, whatever he wants to do. She tries to get Ty to get with Elton, even though Ty and Travis are clearly perfect for each other.
Yeah.
Poor Travis. Poor little. I
He
loved.
comes good in the end.
He
but
did.
We'll get there,
Travis.
We'll get there.
Yeah. The lesson she learns in the film is that maybe you don't need to meddle in everyone's lives. Like sometimes you can let people figure their own shit out. Like,
Also, the other underlying story is that Paul Rudd's character, Josh, her stepbrother, who
I
isn't-
knew he was her stepbrother. I was so unsure of this all the way
This
through.
is
It
confusing.
is mentioned several times if you were actually listening, Harry.
Well,
Even to the
that's
point where they
where I
even
got
say,
it
like,
from
you're
then.
not my stepbrother anymore because the parents are divorced. Like, his mom and
'Cause by
her
the-
dad are divorced.
Because
So
by the end of the film, when they hook up, I lost all confidence on that. I was like, I thought they were stepbrother and sister, but like,
Yeah, she gets-
this isn't pitched as weird.
she gets
what's going
mean
on
at
here?
one point, and she's like, "We're not even my like stepbrother anymore because like our parents aren't even married." So
yeah. No, I know what you mean. Though it is. I think it isn't quite clear because.
he hangs around so much.
Yeah, because that's it. He is not the biological son of her dad.
I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But-
no relation
No.
whatsoever.
But again, it is a bit weird because you'd think it is quite unlikely that if you were married to someone very briefly, as they apparently were, that you would still have a relationship with that person's son if it wasn't your son. Like,
So when I went to one of my best friends from high school was
same. Okay.
dating her stepbrother.
Oh,
so
fair. Oh, fair enough. Okay.
not biological, is it? So
No, I'm not saying their relationship is sick or anything. But
I had a friend who was doing that, but they cut it off when their parents got married. They thought,
Whoa.
yeah, it's a bit far now.
okay.
yeah, it didn't work out with this other people. But yeah, obviously they make it very clear that the dad has a really big soft spot for Josh's character. And that
Absolutely,
he's like
yeah.
working hard and he supports him for whatever
Yeah.
reason. So
Yeah. So basically, Cher's dad has a son. No, doesn't have a son. I'm
Yeah,
getting confused.
just
Cher's
literally
dad
just has
was
Cher.
was previously married to a woman who had a son who is played by Paul Rudd in this film, and they've long since divorced. It's not his son, but Paul Rudd's character still is close to him, comes around, stays, and comes to stay for the summer essentially.
and does quite a lot of work for
And yeah,
him.
because he's training to be, he wants to study to be a lawyer. So he's kind of almost interning with his ex-stepfather kind of thing, basically.
Yeah.
So
And
he's
it's
just
not weird, like they're just kind of cool with
No,
each
yeah,
other.
exactly.
Like,
So he's just hanging around the house a lot, and so Paul Rudd and Cher have a lot of like sparking, little "I hate you but I love you" arguments.
Yeah,
Like, you
and
can
the
see
point-
where it's going to go. Yeah.
the point is that Josh thinks that like Cher's kind of vapid and doesn't have a lot going for her, and she's like quite desperate to prove that like she's not.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that really good scene in the car where Josh is with his girlfriend and
Oh,
they
yeah.
pick up Cher after she's been at a house party. And she gets with this, like, she goes for a lift with this guy called Elton, and then he like tries it on with her, and it's really gross. And he's like, kind of, how does she describe it? Sexually harassing her. That's it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and
She has a horrible evening because then she gets mugged, which is actually
yeah. So she gets out of the
genuinely-
car, then she gets mugged, and then she calls Josh, and she's like, "Oh, come and get me." Blah, blah, blah. And so he picks her up with his girlfriend, and in the back of the car,
That girlfriend, by the way, never seen again.
No.
Never seen again.
Never seen again.
Noticed that. then, yeah.
Conveniently disappears.
But what is it? Like, they're talking about some case or something, and then like the girlfriend's like, "Well, to thine own self be true," or whatever, as Hamlet said, and then like Cher's like, "Oh well, no, Hamlet didn't say that. Actually, it was
Polonius.
Polonius." And then like she's like, "I think I know who said it. I know Hamlet." And then like, I know Shakespeare. And then she's like, "Well, I know who said it because Mel Gibson said it in the film." Like, and
Yeah.
it's just like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh, I remember
and then
the days
Paul
when
Rudd's
Mel-
like laughing to himself, like Josh
Yeah.
is laughing to himself about it.
Yeah, I think one of the journeys I think Paul Rudd's arc in this film is seeing that beneath all of her like ditzy fashion persona is a very intelligent person and someone
Yeah.
who definitely has hidden depths, and so it's about him seeing that and learning to appreciate that about her, and also
Yeah.
and her journey just realizing that she's in love with him, which she does in a very literal manner when she's just walking through the streets and then like literal fountains and
I think
fireworks.
they're skipping ahead there. They go
Right.
to that like prom party, and the Mighty Mighty Bosstones are playing, obviously, which is really cool. And
I mean, the soundtrack is.
the impression that I get
Yeah.
don't get
Yeah.
demonetized.
I left my cranberry CD in my locker. Can I go get it? Someone's gonna steal it. The cranberries. Oh,
And poor Josh starts dancing with Ty, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
yeah.
off her head or whatever. Probably on drugs.
oh, is this the party where they're doing the rap song? What's rolling with the homies?
No, that's the party before
Oh,
we were
okay.
talking about.
Fair enough. Fine.
When
we
Ty
didn't,
bumps her head, and
well, we didn't talk about that, but that's also a great party scene. But
that is a good party scene.
there's lots of good like high school party scenes in this film.
The first party is that iconic red cup party
Yes, when they're playing Suck and Blow.
scene. Yeah. And then, Ty bumps her head, and then Cher's desperately trying to get Elton to go with her. But then that's how she.
Even though he's clearly more only has eyes for her.
Yeah. Anyway, so the second party, Ty is dancing with Paul Rudd's character, Josh,
yeah.
And then like Cher's kind of a bit put out by it, and then like after the party, she's kind of like, I know, I love Josh, and then it goes on from there, really.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so he's kind of a Baldwin. But what would he want with Ty? She could make him happy. Josh needs someone with imagination, someone to take care of him, someone to laugh at his jokes, in case he ever makes any. Then suddenly... Oh my god! I love Josh! I'm majorly, totally, but crazy in love with Josh!
And then from that point, it kind of just skips to the end, like, really quickly, and they're at that, like, wedding of the teachers.
Yeah.
How did they get invited to that?
I feel like she was a bridesmaid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I get that she kind of got them together, but the thing is that they don't know that she got them together.
Yeah. It's like those adult...
And then all three of them get invited. Bear in mind, one of these girls has turned up, like...
And Dionne's boyfriend, and, like,
yeah.
half of them, they're
that's
all
true.
there.
Yeah,
I don't
they
feel
all
like
got
those
plus
teachers
ones.
had any adult friends.
No. Like, even the new girl.
Yeah, even Ty's like guest of honour. Yeah, it's crazy.
And then Paul Rudd and her are together, and it's all kind of like, wah, wah, wah.
I feel like they skipped over a lot because
definitely
it went from like them having their first awkward kiss at the top of the stairs to suddenly they've gone to a wedding together, and she's catching a bouquet. And
well, you don't know how much time has passed.
Yeah,
no, you're right, you don't. But
you really don't need.
I'd have liked to have seen it a little bit more.
Pass.
Yeah. Well, because
I think the whole point was it had worked out.
Yeah, well, she makes that joke, doesn't she? She's like, well, you can guess what happened next, and it cuts to like a bride and groom. It's like, as if I'm 16. This isn't Georgia.
Yeah.
Well, you can guess what happened next.
Therefore,
As if I am only 16, and this is California, not Kentucky.
you may kiss the bride.
What plot lines haven't we talked about? Because there's so many. So we haven't talked about Christian, the gay kid.
The gay.
Oh yeah.
There were so many random things that happen in this film.
Well, I thought the handling of that whole plot was really nice. I really liked and was intrigued by the fact that Donald Faison, Murray, seemed like...
He was the one to know.
He knew, and he, not only did he know that he was gay, like, and was fine with it, great, but also he really knew his gay lingo.
Yeah.
He was like, well, she is a card-carrying, Streisand listening friend of Dorothy. I was like, are you?
Friend of Dorothy's like totally a drag race crew as well. Like,
yeah, no, well, friend of Dorothy is like an old... It means friend because Judy Garland played Dorothy in Wizard of Oz.
I know, but like,
that's like,
I mean, is it still around today?
Yeah,
like,
sure, but you wouldn't think of some like kid would know that, like some 17-year-old boy.
No, but also equally, like a lot of these like 90s films now, you hear like you listen back with the gay jokes and stuff, or gay characters, and kind of wince a bit and think like, oh god,
I really
like,
thought
that's not very sensitive, and that's kind of mean.
That's it. No,
like,
I really thought Murray was going to just say, oh, he's a fag.
Yeah,
like, but
do you know what?
Yeah,
seriously,
I was actually crying. Yeah, and then he said, no, he's a card-carrying, Streisand listening friend of Dorothy. I was like, wow.
Yeah, and nothing nasty.
No,
he's kind of like, it's really obvious, duh.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That's it. And that was what I really liked. It was like he found it funny because the idea that Cher would think she had a chance with him, but it wasn't like he was disgusted by him. And also Cher, when she's like, oh, of course. Oh, we'll still be friends. And then they stay friends.
And then they just cut to them at the mall, like having a nice time, like rather than like her being like, oh, I don't ever want to see you again. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like.
No, I really liked that character though. I thought he was very funny, like with his whole kind of James Deany kind of, with his when he his
Can I borrow your card?
His first scene when he's just like got his jacket over his shoulders, like literally just posing in the doorway.
Well, I like how the first scene, it's pretty much beforehand she's just narrating, saying like, ugh, why do all the boys dress the way they do, and they're all slimy and greasy hair and everything. Oh, there's a boy who can dress himself. And
yeah.
Here's a
well-dressed boy.
And then when she drops her floofy pen on the floor, which was a total fashion. We all had the fluffy pen, me included.
Yeah, me too.
And
did you also top on the floor to impress boys? Yeah. So you bend over this.
He picks up the pen and says, "Nice stems," like nice shoes, like
exactly.
And she's still just like, thanks.
Yeah, that's the thing straight boys say, nice stems.
Yeah. Hello, massive red flag, but sure, whatever.
I loved it when they're watching like Spartacus together. It was so funny. It was so funny.
Yeah, no, it's
but
great.
I feel like Christian was okay. I spent a lot of time thinking like where these characters would go. I feel like at the end of this film, Christian probably went to New York, became a fabulous gay hipster.
Yeah.
Maybe murdered Gianni Versace.
Oh my god! I was about to say the same thing.
He was giving
he
me
looks like the characters
he
of that
really
show.
was giving me Andrew Cunanan vibes.
Oh my god! I can't believe I didn't say it first. Damn it! Yeah, he was giving me major those vibes.
Yeah, totally.
You know, listeners, I think I might just bow out of this episode.
Stay put.
Yeah, we're not with this, you get your time for the sequels.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, who was your favourite character then?
You put me
Oh my god!
You put me on the spot there.
Come on, who's your favourite character?
We've talked about most characters.
We can talk about them again. It can be someone we've already had.
Oh yeah, probably was Christian. Okay.
Christy, oh, okay, of course.
Fine. We just talked about him, so move on.
All right,
I
fine.
feel like you just picked him because you don't even remember any of the characters.
Well, not by name.
No. I really liked Travis. We haven't talked about Travis yet. I thought Travis was such a sweetheart. He's the stoner.
I love him when he's on his 12-step
Oh yeah,
program.
yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I thought that was so sweet. He's like 16 years old and he gets stoned and now he's on the 12-step program. I was like, that's so LA.
He didn't remind me of anybody whatsoever
No.
in my life
Well, sure.
that I've ever met before.
No. Well, he didn't seem like he was like in a bad place. Like he seemed like he was
Stoners
just
never do.
Well, okay, fine.
Always look on the bright side.
Okay,
the stone
fine.
side.
But like, I liked that he was on this 12-step program, and by which he just means he's giving away his bong, not like he's throwing it away. He's just like, I think somebody else could get some good use out of this. So he's not like drugs is bad. It's just like, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he's staying on the straight and narrow. I think he might swerve. But I just found he didn't have a lot of screen time, but I felt like his attraction to Ty was really sweet, and especially because like they obviously both really fancy each other, and then Cher is constantly like, no, Ty, come over here. There's better boys, and he's just always just looks like this sad little stone puppy, just like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, her choice wasn't great. Elton was horrible.
Elton was dreadful. Yeah, like that's the thing. Ty was already a bit, was rough around the edges, and so was Travis. Like, they were like the two outsiders. Like, they bonded over the cartoon. They both liked art and skater stuff, and like,
yeah,
it was just like he liked her for her, whereas Cher was trying to make her change everything about herself so that Elton would fancy her. And it didn't work because Elton didn't fancy her anyway. So
yeah, sure.
I met a really cool guy. Describe. He's got long hair. He's really funny. Straight off, right? He offers me some smoke. There he is.
Are you talking about drugs?
Here.
Hi, how old are you?
I'll be 16 in May.
My birthday is in April, and as someone older, can I please give you some advice? It is one thing to spark up a doobie and get laced at parties, but it is quite another to be fried all day.
Do you see the distinction? Here.
Melodies generally hang on the grassy knoll over there. Sometimes they come to class and say bonehead things, and we all laugh, of course, but no respectable girl actually dates them. You don't want to start off on the wrong foot now, do you?
we haven't talked about the highway scene.
The driving scene.
Which made me
that was stressful.
cry laughing.
It's so funny.
So fucking funny, yeah.
I just love how many things went wrong on that.
Yeah. Because there's a whole running thing about both Dion and
Cher
being
not being able to
terrible
drive.
drivers. Right? Mm-hmm. But and there's one scene where Dion's driving, and I love how it just comes out of nowhere. That's what makes it even funnier. Like there's comedy moments that you're not really primed for, where they're just having a very kind of banal conversation. I think they're talking about Christian, whether he's gay or not, and then sort of say, "Oh my god, baby, on the freeway!"
Yeah.
And she just starts screaming and taking her hands off the steering
like the
wheel.
motorway, basically.
Yeah. The freeway's the motorway, so it's like if you accidentally entered the motorway when you weren't confident as driving, you know.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah,
I've been there.
I've been there with you.
Yeah.
I love all of the shots of like the different cars. Like, so there's like a giant like American style truck.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a grandma like giving them
the swearing grandma,
giving them the finger out of car window. Like
there's the gang of bikers.
Yeah.
Just surround their car.
Yeah, it's a gang of bikers. Yeah, it's just really like it's just one of those like farcical comedy scenes, and it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's ridiculous.
What the hell? Yo, you're getting on the freeway.
What?
No, turn right. Get out of the lane. No. Okay, get the procedure. Just get out the lane. Truck.
What do I do?
Yo, just go straight. Go straight. Go. Just relax and drive, baby. Just relax and drive. Look out. I'm here with you.
I just want to quote this movie for like. Can we just quote it for like an hour? Like,
Yeah, fine. I take back what I said. I just didn't want to be put on the spot. I do a really good Cher impression.
go on.
Yeah.
Josh, please. Like when there's a homeless guy holding a gun to her forehead, and she just kind of goes.
This is and then she drops a designer that nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
Not since the 90s. And then she doesn't want to get on the ground to make it day. I'm like, girl, I feel you. Like, it's a nice dress.
Well,
but oh my god, a lot of square necklines in this.
Well, I was going to say, should we talk about the fashion in this film?
Yeah.
So much.
It's really hard to drive in platforms.
Like, that would be an excuse for being on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
And you said this film wasn't quotable.
I said I didn't want to be put on the spot. I take it back, okay?
So much plaid.
Yeah, so
much plaid. Like,
yeah.
I mean, the yellow plaid dress from the start is probably like the iconic outfit from this film.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the one that everyone remembers.
I like it when she comes down in that white dress and he's like, and her dad's like, is that underwear? Like, what does he say? Something like,
It says like you're not going out in that. It looks like underwear.
Yeah. Oh, he's like, what the hell is that? She's like, a dress. And he's like, according to who?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
According to who, yes. Brilliant.
Go cover up. Duh, I was going to.
Duh. Yeah, no.
And, I mean, hats. So many hats.
Of course there were, yeah.
I don't remember us wearing flat top,
well, no, I mean, it
wide
felt...
brimmed hats in the 90s.
Well, it did feel like very heightened in that way. The hats were so ludicrous.
It's very like Heather's in that respect, I think.
Yeah, it's like, here's what was fashionable. Now we're going to turn it up to like the power of 10.
Yeah.
And make it as extreme as it could possibly be.
Definitely, yeah.
Because honestly, there's a scene with Amber, the redheaded middle-aged lady, who she honestly was dressed like a cartoon of an air hostess. Like, that is just what she was. She was like, if Hanna-Barbera and the people who did like Flintstones and Top Cat drew an air hostess, that's what she would be. Like,
yeah.
And with the hair as well, like she's like Pippi Longstocking.
They definitely put wires in her plaits that he stuck out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was very cartoonish, but it was fabulous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dion, so many hats on Dion.
Yeah.
So many hats.
It's a different hat every scene, isn't it?
She truly, yeah, her wardrobe. She's like the Imelda Marcos of hats. Like, she must have had a wardrobe just like.
I loved when they were giving what's her face, the one who's redheaded at the start.
Amber.
Yeah.
Ty.
Ty. When they were giving Ty a makeover, like they just started putting things in her hair, like Coke cans.
Oh yeah, that's where Lady Gaga got that from. Yeah.
Bitch stole my look.
Were they rollers or was that just here they are?
This film is so well realised in terms of like the background. There's always something to watch in the background even if you're not watching the main characters.
Yeah.
The amount of teenage girls, like 15-year-olds who are like recovering from a nose job.
Yeah.
They all have them.
I saw a few of them.
Constant. It was so funny.
Cher, get in here.
What's up, Daddy?
What the hell is that?
A dress.
Says who?
Calvin Klein.
It looks like underwear. Go upstairs and put something over it.
Duh, I was just going to.
Hey, you. Anything happens to my daughter, I got a 45 and a shovel. I doubt anybody would miss you.
So yeah, drinking games.
Sure, okay. Let's go around. Who wants to start?
Every time Cher makes this noise.
Yes, anytime Cher whines.
Yeah, whining is a big one.
Well, I've already mentioned it, but drink for hats. Every time you spot a new hat.
That's my first one as well.
Yep, sure.
I mean,
It's a drink for fantastic headwear because then it includes like the Coke can.
Pigtails, Coke can, yeah. No, any headwear is good, definitely, yeah.
Drink for plaid.
Plaid, yeah, drink for plaid.
AKA tartan.
Yeah, plaid and tartan are, I think, interchangeable words. I think. Is tartan
we don't really use it in the UK, though,
I think tartan's like the specific colour scheme that you see, like the red.
Yeah, I guess, but in that typically wrong way, we would just be like, oh, it's tartan or check.
Yes.
Plaid isn't.
No, plaid's very much the American term, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of plaid in this film. Very much plaid, yeah.
Drink for bad driving.
Oh, yes, I've got drink for dangerous driving.
Yeah. Drink anytime a boy touches her.
A boy touches Cher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Appropriately, inappropriately, both, either. Or...
I mean, either.
You liked at the beginning of the film where what's the stoner boy called?
Travis.
When he like bumps into her and she's like, "Oh, gross."
Yeah. There was a point for a good hour of this film. I was like, does Cher even like boys?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Yeah.
She seemed very like, and then at the end, obviously, it was because she was in love with Josh. But I was like, is Cher just like maybe she's not into boys?
Well, she said all the way through she wasn't into high school boys. That was her thing. Can't say I blame her.
Like some older, yeah, fair enough. Drink for dated music references.
Yeah.
Like 90s music references.
The Mighty Mighty Bastards are still going now, John.
Sure,
so come on, back off.
Yeah. Some songs in this, but in Captain Marvel, that film came out 2 months ago, so...
Okay, fine. Yeah.
It's actually all come back around a bit, hasn't it?
It has a
really?
bit, yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
John.
No, I love all the music in this film.
but it is dated, yeah.
It's a great soundtrack though. I immediately wanted to
It
go and
is a
stream the
great
entire soundtrack. Like,
Yeah.
Drink for any Coke product placement.
Yeah.
very good. Yeah.
She asks for a Diet Coke. There's just Cokes everywhere.
There's Coke jokes about drugs. There's Coke in What's Her Face's hair.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah.
They're drinking it all the time.
Yep.
Drink for the word clueless.
Ah, that was my last one as well.
Okay.
Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think Cher just says it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could probably get squeeze one in for every time someone says like duh or
Yeah. Oh yeah, drink for 90s lingo. That's another one.
yeah, 90s lingo. Yeah, just put that in general.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that this film invented. Like as if, whatever.
As if. Yeah. Oh my god.
I feel like
as
it
if.
really like coined a lot of the like how Mean Girls created like fetch. And
I
stuff.
still use it all now.
What?
Embarrassingly
Yeah.
so.
Well, a lot
Like
of
just 90s lingo.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic though. Have you got any more, Louise?
Nah, I'm done.
You done?
I'm done.
We'll drink for primary colours, as well as the plaid. There's a lot of like
So bright.
primary. It's so like there's
Yellow,
there are
pink,
no neutrals in this film. It's
red.
all primary. Like, and then finally, drink for hints about Ty's questionable past.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of them already. We were like, I'm not a virgin. Like, you guys got Coke? And there's one where she goes, you guys, I've never had straight friends before. I was like,
Oh.
I don't know if she meant like straight. I've just never had like straight up friends. Probably she just meant that. But I was like, are you a lesbian? Have you just come from like a school where you've just been friends?
Oh
with
yeah,
lesbians?
for the first half of this film, I thought she was gay,
Yeah, sure.
but no,
Well, no, clearly
not
I mean,
at all.
that would be me meeting straight people after uni, for example.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, that's like the idea that she's come from this kind of lesbian commune, and that she's now just this very like,
Sure.
Yeah. I really can't overstate that Brittany Murphy was delightful in this film. It really made me sad. Like,
She's so cute. She
is
plays
so
that
adorable
cuteness
and-
so well.
yeah, and yeah, she looks great. She's hysterical. She's got the physical comedy, like when she's just watching the Mentos commercial, just like singing along.
Mentos anti-fresh. Like, yeah.
When Cher's teaching her how to say sporadically. Oh, that's my other drinking game. Whenever Cher has an excellent vocabulary. I was very impressed by Cher's vocabulary in this film.
Cher, I don't want to do this anymore. And my buttons, they don't feel nothing like steel.
Okay, it will get easier, I promise. Just as long as we do it every day, not just sporadically.
How do you know if you're doing it sporadically?
That's another thing, Ty. We've got to work on your accent and vocabulary. See, sporadic means once in a while. Try and use it in a sentence today.
All right.
Be seeing you.
Yeah, I hope not sporadically.
Oh, do you know some casting choices that almost happened in this film? Mm-hmm. So, because this film was in production for a while.
Okay, great.
So, I love all these. I love, like, what might have been. So, for the role of Cher, they considered, but quickly rejected, young Angelina Jolie. Would never have worked.
Oh
Would
my
have been
God,
dreadful.
crashed on a bike.
Not right for that role.
No.
And also a young Gwyneth Paltrow.
Maybe.
I don't think she could have been as likeable. It would have just been a
No.
bitch. And also, no.
Oh, okay.
Gwyneth Paltrow can be very good, but I think she's too. I think she would have just come across as like stuck up, but not like charming in this role.
She played it like Thingy from the Royal Tenenbaums.
No, I like her. I like her in Talents of Mr. Ripley. I like her in Tenenbaums. I just don't think Cher, that kind of ditzy kind of.
No.
She would have like condescended.
The utter adorableness of...
Yeah, she's not adorable. Gwyneth
No.
Paltrow is a great actress. She's not adorable.
Yep.
Reese Witherspoon as well was almost cast.
That could have worked.
That could have
That would have worked.
That could have worked quite well.
I was getting Drew Barrymore vibes as well.
Yeah, she probably was a little old for the role at this point. She's a
Okay.
little, but yeah, certainly that would have worked. Maybe. Yeah.
And not in a horrible way, but Drew Barrymore's also sort of more suited to the like.
She's more
the
tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's more. She's not really like a classic.
The
like
slightly
blonde.
dumpy role rather than.
Yes, she'd be a great tie. She would have been a very good tie.
Yeah, totally.
For the Josh Paul Rudd role, you'll love this.
Oh my god.
The actor
Totally,
who-
it's Ryan Gosling. Sorry,
No, it's worse. It's so much worse. The actor who almost played
Johnny Depp.
No, he would have been far too old. Come on. The actor who almost played Paul Rudd's role was actually. Oh my god, I've forgotten his name.
Seth Rogen.
No. Scrubs,
James Franco.
Scrubs main guy.
Zach Braff.
Zach Braff.
Zach Braff.
It was almost Zach Braff played.
Oh, thank God it
Josh.
wasn't. I don't think I'd have liked this film half as much.
No, I don't think you would have been rooting for that relationship anywhere near as much.
No.
I want to see it though.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. I don't know. Paul Rudd would have been better.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I want to see it.
Dodge that bullet.
And Paul Rudd initially auditioned for the role that Donald Faison played because he didn't realise the character was supposed to be black. He thought the character was supposed to be like a white boy.
Oh my god, that's
thought
so
he was
funny.
Black. And then they were like, no, but maybe you can be this character.
Yeah.
What a great
Wow.
audition. Oh my god. Brilliant. Oh, those are really good facts.
Yeah, I love a good alternative casting fact. So there you are for this film. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Who's going first?
Well, before we start reading sequels, I need to listen to Patreon. You've heard this show before, Louise.
I have.
I
I'm
believe-
even a Patreon subscriber.
Maybe you could tell us about Patreon then.
No. You can do it.
Nice try, wasn't it?
Yeah. No.
So, listeners, we're on Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/beyondtheboxset, then you can subscribe to us as much or as little as you like. And, me and John appreciate it. It helps us. Also, for yourselves, what you get out of it, you get a bonus show. So, essentially, 2 episodes of Beyond the Box Set a week.
Yeah.
For as little as $2 a month.
As little as $2 a month, which is all that Louise pays us. When you do pay us, you get a few things. You get a bonus show called Beyond the Box Set, where we review cinema releases.
Yep.
Also, once a month, we will have a Patreon supporter on the main show, which, of course, is this episode right now.
Yeah.
So,
hello.
Thank you, Louise, for being a Patreon supporter and coming on the show.
Yep.
You're welcome.
And also, once a month, every patron will get a 30-second advert slot on the show where they can advertise anything they want.
Which you've never really taken advantage of.
Can I plug somebody now? Is that okay?
Of course, go for it. Plug anyone.
Hang on, I just need to check my messages.
Oh, okay. Who are you plugging?
I'm plugging my friend Kate.
Oh, okay.
She has a band and they're called Cat Noises. I know, that's such an amazing name for a band, right? And they have a gig on the 14th of June. However, she has not said where this gig is. So
Well, I mean, most of our
that'll
listeners
be quite useless.
The majority of our listeners don't live in
But
Leeds.
you can also find Cat Noises on Facebook and on SoundCloud. So please check them out.
Is that cat CAT space noises? Yeah.
Cat? Yeah, cat's the word. Space noises.
What kind of band are they?
The cats?
Cat noises.
Oh,
no, they're
Kate
not.
is actually a cat.
It's the kind of like, experimental noise. I would describe them as. But yeah, you should go and give them a listen, please. Thanks.
Cool. Well, there you go. For top quality advertising like that, please support Beyond the Box Set on Patreon.
Yes.
Anything else, Harry?
No, I don't know where to go from there.
Okay. So yeah, all of that is available at patreon.com/Beyond the Box Set.
No matter how much you donate, as much or as little as you like, you get everything. There's no tiers with us.
No. Well, there's
You don't have to be
There's
as
tears
crap
of
at
gratitude, but
advertising.
there's no
Tears
tears.
of gratitude, yes.
but no tiers of like, yeah, you don't get more for more you pay. Although if you want to pay more, we can work something out.
Yeah, you guys used to make that joke about getting paid 10 grand and you don't do it anymore.
15.
15.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
do you want us to make a joke now?
No, it's too late.
15 grand.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, there's not much we wouldn't do for that money. We could, yeah. 15 grand a month, we'll do whatever you want us to do.
John will.
Sure.
Right,
I'll be
time
on-
to move on. What's everybody's ideas?
Okay, John, do you want to go first?
Sure. I mean, my idea is a little thin this week, but I was hoping you guys could help me out with it. So, I was thinking for this film, like, what is the thing that makes this film appeal so much? And it is mostly the characters. The characters are, and the writing, but the characters are so amazing and just so likable, and of course you just want to see more of them. So I was thinking, let's maybe revisit those characters 20 years down the line. Mm-hmm. So it's 2016, 17, could be 2019, doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. Although 2016 would make more sense, because I'm thinking maybe this is going to revolve around them all getting an invite to their 20th high school reunion.
Okay.
So, yeah, 20th anniversary high school reunion.
Works, yeah.
So, I was thinking that the structure of this could be somewhat similar to season 4 of Arrested Development, which was not very good.
Whoa.
No, I know that's a hard start. Like, that was not a good season of television, but I think for this it might work if you kind of thought about, okay, because it was the first one was set in high school. So obviously these characters are going to move on in their lives. They're not all going to still be living in the same area and be friends.
Yeah.
So if you did it kind of like, I'm thinking of this as like a Netflix series rather than a film. I think it would work better as a TV series.
Okay.
It's 20 years later. They're all like in their late 30s, early 40s, you know. Life has moved on for them all. They've all got whole new lives. And they all get this invitation to their 20th anniversary high school reunion, and they all decide whether or not they're going to come.
Okay.
And each episode is going to focus on one of those people, one of the characters in the film. And it's going to spend some time catching up, and then it will take them to the reunion. And then I feel like the end of it's going to be them all together at the reunion.
Okay.
So, basically, I just wrote some ideas for where I thought these characters might be, and I hope you guys can help me out with it a little bit.
Sure.
So we're going to start with Cher, obviously, Alicia Silverstone's character. So I feel like Cher passed high school and successfully applied for law school. Yeah. She seemed like she was a smart, put-together girl, so she's definitely going to pass. There's going to be a lot of help from her father and from Josh.
Okay.
And she's going to end up in a very prestigious law school, where she's going to be looked down on by all the other students because she is, she's considered to be ditzy and vapid and, shallow and all these kind of things. People really judge her based on her appearance, not on the content of her character.
Sure.
So she really has to fight to be taken seriously, even though she's wearing, fabulous outfits and lots of plaid and high heels and blonde hair and stuff. However, because she has this real can-do attitude and she's very full of self-confidence, she believes in herself, she does in fact manage to prove herself to be a very talented litigator, and she passes law school. After graduation, she and Josh break up due to the pressures of maintaining a long-distance relationship,
Okay.
But she has a very successful life, and she wins several high-profile cases, specialising in trademark disputes between major fashion houses. So I feel like she'd be like defending like Prada and Gucci and, working with like Vivienne Westwood, all this kind of stuff. So she has this major career as a lawyer, and then she forges a successful second career as a writer because she has this very wide vocabulary. So she then, using her life experience as a fashion lawyer and her very well-spoken nature, she actually writes this screenplay to the hit movie Legally Blonde, which is based entirely on her life.
Cute.
I could tell you were going somewhere with this.
Yeah.
I just thought those two are very similar films. Like Legally Blonde feels like Cher from Clueless in 5 years' time when she gets to university. Like it feels like the same character. So I thought it'd be cool if that's what happened. She lives that life, then she writes that story because she's obviously a very good writer because she's got a good vocabulary.
That's a really good idea.
She now is a celebrated screenplay writer for Legally Blonde.
Sure.
But maybe she never truly finds love. Maybe after her and Josh break up, she kind of drifts around a bit and she's kind of single, and so then she gets this letter and she like reminisces about the good old days back in high school, and of course she decides to go. So she's definitely going to go to the reunion. So then there's Josh. I think he's also going to be very successful. He's going to be a environmental lawyer.
Yeah, sure.
He always dreamed of being. And I think he travels around the world kind of, defending rainforests and,
Indigenous
people and NGOs and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He becomes very engaged in the world of fair trade and organic materials.
Yeah.
He becomes a big advocate for organic skincare, like moisturizers and facials.
Now you're really selling it to
me. He becomes
Sorry.
really engaged. He's like Lush's representative. Like he represents Lush, and But anyway, so he becomes very much about organic beauty products, basically. And consequently, he, over the course of like 20 years, doesn't age a day. He just looks the same. And everyone's like, what's your secret? Is it a Botox? Is it a facelift? He's like, no, I just use all natural materials, and nobody believes him.
Bollocks.
Yeah.
SPF and retinol, honey.
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't. I think Paul Rudd looks 20 years younger than his age for the exact same reason that Angelina Jolie looks 20 years younger than her age. Like, it's injectables, but still. In this film, it's like,
How old is Paul Rudd
He's
these
like 50.
days? Paul Rudd. I just feel like I need to know.
Sure. I'm pretty sure he's 50.
I looked it up the other day, I'm pretty sure.
69?
He's not 69.
Sorry. 19,
His
sorry.
voice!
I meant his birth year.
Sorry. Are you sure you didn't just Google
I've made
Paul
that
Rudd
mistake.
69? And that's
No!
Oh my god, who knows what
No! 1969, what does that make him? 50?
50. Yes, he's 50.
He did say, and I said it too.
Yeah, he's looking good for 50, I guess.
It's the hairline, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
so as you were
like
saying-
he's still looking older than the mid-20s that he was in.
Oh, sure, he definitely does look older, but he's aged.
Mid-20s.
He's aged very
He's
well.
got a very Jason Bateman about him. I'd like to know if how well matched they are for age.
Actually, you know what I also think makes people think he hasn't aged is because he hasn't changed his personal style in any way whatsoever.
He looks older in that photo somehow. He still looks good.
He looks
but
great.
like his beard's looking greyer. Or stubble's looking greyer.
I think it's because he's always like kept the same hairstyle. He's not really had a beard, but he has a bit of stubble every now and again.
He's not got any timber either.
Oh yeah, there, but that ages him a little bit. Yeah, like, he looks good with a beard, but I think he's kept his personal style very same for like his entire career.
Kind of like what Tom Cruise has done.
Yes.
And now Tom Cruise has started to just sort of look a little bit wrinkly around the edges.
No, Tom Cruise has literally destroyed himself.
Tom Cruise is
within
like
an
more
inch
face.
of his fucking life.
He doesn't look like a real person anymore, don't get me
No,
wrong.
and that's weird.
But, like, he has started to not look like a 30-year-old anymore.
Yeah. Anyway, so Paul Rudd has basically lived his entire life as he's like a Dorian Gray figure. He's got this amazing skin and he looks beautiful, and no one can understand why he still looks 20 years old. And so then he gets the letter.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously decides to go back to high school to show everyone just how much he hasn't aged a day.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah.
Then there's Christian, the gay kid, Justin Walker, the actor. So, like I said before, I think he definitely moved to New York City and just became a fabulous gay hipster.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually murdered Gianna Versace, but maybe he moved in those circles.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like he might have met people who met people.
The club scene.
Yeah, I think he's just become like a big club night burnout kind of figure.
Yeah,
yeah. On the New York kind of club scene in the 90s. Like, have you ever seen Party Monster?
Yes.
Yeah.
With Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah,
amazing film.
I feel like Christian definitely got into that world for a little while, and
okay.
So he's been through some dark
and dirty.
So he's maybe he's just fresh out of rehab. He's trying to put his life back together because he's getting a bit older now.
God, what a film! Sorry.
Party Monster's great. Yeah. So he gets the letter when he's just kind of in rehab and trying to put his life back together, and he's like, oh yeah, maybe I'll go back to high school, see what that's like. So.
Perfect. Yeah,
okay.
Very him.
Dionne and Murray.
Tell me they're still married.
I'm afraid they did break up.
Oh,
I know.
I believed in that couple.
I did too, but
I feel like they had their issues, but they made it work.
They were also like 15. How many people stay together with their boyfriend and girlfriend from when they were 15? It's very uncommon.
Carry on anyway.
I do know someone.
You do know somebody. Great.
Well,
good for you.
I proved you wrong.
I didn't say nobody. I just said it's not likely. Yeah. Right. Anyway, so Dionne obviously becomes a world famous milliner, which is a posh word for a hat maker.
Okay, great.
Yeah, she's a hat designer.
Did you have to look that up?
I knew what a milliner was.
Okay.
So she works with a bunch of major fashion designers, including Vivienne Westwood and Karl Lagerfeld, to design stylish hats for every occasion. And in fact, she actually ended up designing the ridiculous headpiece that Princess Beatrice wore at Prince William and Wilson's. Do you remember that thing that was like the giant hat, the headpiece? That was a Dionne original.
Oh, right.
So,
was that the one that looked like vagina?
Yes.
Nice. What? I had to be sure. I know many a fascinator. I need to check which one it was.
Oh my god.
I know many a fascinator.
Best quotes ever.
So anyway, then she has become this famous fashion designer, and she's living in Paris in this very kind of I feel like she is moving in the Miranda Priestley circles of The Devil Wears Prada. Like she's in that universe maybe, so she's meeting she is one of the designers, so her hats are always on the fashion runways, and she's always in Vogue and Runway and all the famous magazines and stuff. So her life is very glamorous. But her and Murray broke up because she dumped him when she started getting all of these fabulous, fashion design jobs. She felt like maybe he was holding her back a little bit because he was just very
sure.
He wanted to just get married and have kids, and she was actually she wanted to live this whole life, and so they ended up breaking up. But then she's very successful, but also maybe a little bit lonely. Maybe she's never really met anyone who she connects with the same way she connected with Murray before, or since. So she gets the invitation, and she's like, oh, she feels that kind of pang of nostalgia, and she's like, oh, maybe I'll go back and check in on everyone, and maybe Murray will be there, and maybe we can reconnect. So she goes there. And then finally, Ty and Travis. Sure. Also a bit of a sad story. Ty is dead because Brittany Murphy's dead. And, I don't think it'd be rude to recast her.
Sure, yeah.
But I feel like her and Travis stayed together.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were a very good couple. So they got married and had 7 children before she tragically passed away when she fell off an escalator at the mall.
Yep, fantastic.
Yeah. Leaving Travis, the stoner boyfriend, with 7 hyperactive New Jersey rugrats running around, and he's
they've all got OCD and ADHD.
Is he still sober?
Oh hell no. No, he's relapsed to the max, but he's doing his best. He's a good dad. He's a good person, but he's certainly not like a saint, but
okay,
so
just a little meth each week then.
No, he's not on meth. He's not on meth.
No, that's the trick of choice in America. You can get your house clean and you can get your fix.
No, he just occasionally likes the occasional spliff just to kind of take the edge off. Right? No, he's not a meth addict. No, Travis is a nice guy. He's not fucking Walter White. Come on.
Sure. Okay.
What?
Oh.
It's not a meth addict.
True.
Did you watch the show?
As I said that, I was like, actually, maybe he's Jesse Pinkman.
I was going to point it out, but just like I knew all the listeners would catch it anyway.
Yeah. Okay, maybe Travis is like, to support his 7 kids, is working with a notorious drug kingpin to brew amazing
a little
meth.
bit of this and a little bit of that, you know.
Are you about to sing?
Yeah, was that
Just
the
saying.
song? What's that song? The
birdie
song. It really felt like that's what you were going.
Yeah,
I know.
I got that sense too.
Yeah. Anyway, so okay, maybe he's like doing some dodgy work on the side for dealing drugs, but he's really trying to just be a good dad to his 7 children, and he's still mourning over Ty. He's never met anyone else, It's very sad. And then he gets the invitation, so he's like, "Oh yeah, man, maybe they'll help me to remember the good times with Ty, before everything went wrong." So he also goes to the reunion. Before she fell off the escalator and died at the mall. Yeah. So
wait, how did she fall off? Did she fall off like sideways? So assuming from the top of the escalator and fell like a great height, or did she fall down like an up escalator and like she just fell down the escalator for longer than she would have done stairs?
I feel like it'd be more
like, was she falling down the escalator for like 10 minutes?
I feel like that feels more in character. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And she tripped.
Could we get just like a little snapshot of that in your sequel? Not of like anybody casting the role, but just like somebody falling,
like a mannequin or something, just rolling down an escalator.
Actually, yes, and definitely just a mannequin.
Okay, a fitting tribute to Brittany Murphy. Yeah.
I'm sure she's a funny lady. I'm sure she'd find it funny.
Well, not anymore, but yes.
I'd find it funny.
Yeah, no, sure. Yeah, no, she would have done. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I'm sure she would. Yes,
it's a hilarious way to die.
It is. That's the point. Yeah. So anyway, so they all end up back at the reunion.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I ran out of time. But I'd like to think that the final episode would be they're all together at the reunion, so they all reconnect.
That's kind of like similar to the final scene of the film. They're at a party. Admittedly, it's the wedding party. It's not the same kind of party. But
yeah,
I think if your Netflix sort of thing went through, you wouldn't need to do a lot. Like amount more.
No. Well, I like the idea that maybe like Dionne and Murray see each other and they reconnect and like they're having a drink and reminiscing about the good times, and then they realise that they're still in love and they get back together.
Okay.
I think that'd be nice to have them because they obviously were meant to be. And then maybe Josh and Cher kind of. I don't want everyone to just get back together. That's too easy. But maybe Josh and Cher like reminisce about the good times as well, and they're kind of they don't get back together, but they wish each other well. It's bittersweet kind of thing. And
have you got a name
for the sequel?
Yeah.
No. Have you got anything in mind?
No.
I was only going to say something like maybe like Cher and Dion's high school reunion, like
oh my god, they make me so.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was going to say Clueless reunited.
Sure. Yeah.
Or the Clueless reunion.
I think it's just a good opportunity for all the old couples and all the friends as well, like to reconnect and like so obviously sharing.
That sounds fun.
Have an emotional reunion. They're like, oh my god, you made so many fabulous hats. Basically, it's just a nice way to reunite as many of the characters as possible and to pay tribute to the ones who are no longer with us. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Louise, once you put up that pen, do you want to take your
Yeah. So, according to previous corrections, Cher is now 40.
Okay. So it's 2019.
It's 24 years after Beverly Hills High.
Uh-huh.
Cher was married to Josh for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Josh has passed away after losing a battle with cancer.
Oh, wow, bleak.
And Ty has died in a car accident.
What a bleak start.
How many years ago did these things all happen?
Well, she's married to Josh for 20 years.
Everything else felt like it's quite accurate.
4 years ago.
4 years ago? Okay.
Yeah, and then Ty dies in a car accident shortly after. R.I.P. Brittany Murphy.
Oh, dear.
I mean,
we can't bring her back, can we? So Cher stops looking after herself. She has a cockapoo called Suki.
Called Suki?
Yeah.
What on earth did you? What?
Suki, yeah,
Suki.
fine.
What on earth was that entire sentence you just said?
It's a dog.
Okay,
Dionne decides enough is enough, and she emails the Queer Eye team.
Oh, okay. I see where this is going.
So, lo and behold, the Queer Eye team decide that they're gonna obviously come and give Cher a glow up. So they give her the lowdown on Cher Lucas, because that's her surname now. She was married to Josh.
Was his surname Lucas in this film?
Yes, it was. I did my research.
Are you sure?
Yes.
He was called Josh Lucas?
Yes.
Which is also the name of a famous actor
I don't fucking know, but it's on IMDb and Wikipedia, so just fight me, bitch.
Oh, right. I believe you. Well, I say I believe you.
Doesn't sound like you do.
I'd like to believe you.
IMDb just says Josh.
Just carry on.
Cast. Josh Lucas.
Thank you.
I apologise unreservedly.
Thank you. So, anyway, the Queer IT and give you the lowdown on Cher Lucas. She loves fashion, but she's given up now and mostly wears a slanket, which is a blanket that you put your arms through.
Yes.
I'm familiar, yeah.
Full respect.
So she's basically really let herself go and being quite down. Yeah.
She does loads of work to charity because she used to do it a lot with her husband Josh. Mm-hmm. But she never ever takes any time for herself. Okay. And they're obviously saying this all in the Queer Eye kind of way, like, oh my God.
Did they ever have any kids, Sarah and Josh, or are they no?
Yeah, they got 2 children.
Okay.
2 girls.
Okay.
She never takes any time for herself, but she loves to go to a weekly drag race viewing party at the local bar.
Oh, great. Get off her own heart.
The Queer Eye team give Cher a makeover / glow up. They don't like to call it a makeover because that's like kind of like a negative thing. So on the show, anyway, neither of you two watch it, but there will be listeners that do. Anyway, so
the crossover between Beyond the Box Set and Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, huge crossover.
There may be some people out there. It's a big show. It's a big show. It's a good show. Yeah. So anyway, now it just goes to the traditional format of Queer Eye. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 5 different guys on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, and each of them do different things. A bit like Avengers Endgame, but like...
Oh, that is a very... That's
I'm
a good
back
way
in
of
the room.
Back into the room. I do that too. I do that too.
They all have their Infinity Stone superpowers, and so...
No, I do that too all the time. I just pretend like I'm dropping an Avengers.
Sure. You've got to do it. You've got to do it. So... Jonathan takes her for a hairdo.
Oh, Jonathan's the one who does
hair and
Game
makeup.
of Thrones,
yeah, he does Game of Thrones, yeah.
I love Game of Thrones.
So he's like, oh my God, let's take your hair down because she's just had her hair piled on the top of her head. Like, that's it. She's not doing anything with her hair.
Oh, are we going to have like a really unflattering wig for Alicia Silverstone?
No, she's like, he just takes her hair down and it's back to its former glory.
Can we have
he
a really
re-highlights
wig,
it so it's nice and blonde,
okay,
you know,
sure, yeah.
And he's like, look at your hair, it looks amazing, you know, and she's all like, yes, this is how it's supposed to be, yeah, I feel much better about myself, blah, blah, blah. He waxes her tash and he moisturises her face and does a bit of makeup on her. Okay. So,
but is it the same haircut she had when in Clueless?
Yeah, it's got the layers. Is
it like a noughties twist, or is it like literally just the same haircut?
No, yeah, it's just long again and pretty again.
Okay, sure, fine. Yeah.
Not just piled up on the top of her head.
Okay, sure.
That's the whole point. Tan tailors her, so he gets her to wear a dress because, like, for the last 10 years, she's just been wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Mm-hmm. So he's like, you know, you should wear a dress and heels. You'll feel so much better. So she wears dress and heels.
Mm-hmm. Is it plaid?
I think it's more befitting of her age. She's now 40. Kamaro talks to her about death and people that she's loved and lost in her life. So she has like a big talk about that.
So like Ty and Josh and her mom.
No, she was married to Josh for like 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's a big part of her life. They've got 2 children. Yeah. So there's a lot to talk about there.
Sure, yeah.
Anthony teaches her how to make a delicious cocktail and some nibbles for her drag race viewing party that she's going to have at the end of the week. Because when on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy or Girl, because they do have girls on it now, at the end of the episode they're always working towards something that they're doing. Mm-hmm. Like whether it's like, I don't know, like meeting up with family or friends or going to a party or opening a restaurant. There's loads of different things that people end up doing. So she's having this viewing party for Drag Race because that's what she likes to do. Bobby redoes her walk-in wardrobe. Mm-hmm. So the computer system had broken for the walk-in wardrobe over the years. So he redoes the entire thing.
That sophisticated computer system.
He gives her a modern version, you know, with a...
Has she got an app now?
Yeah, she's got an app now. She can do it from her phone. The wardrobe opens and selects her an outfit and it's all very fabulous. And she's like, oh my God, I love it. And it's amazing. And that's all of the Queer Eye characters.
Okay.
At the end of the episode, Cher goes to the viewing party at the local bar, and they are all watching Drag Race and with her friends, And at the end of the episode, when it comes to the lip sync, suddenly sort of a live mic comes on and you hear RuPaul say, "The time has come for you to lip sync for your life, Cher." And then out comes RuPaul and a couple of Drag Race stars. And Cher's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." And that's...
Is that the Queer Eye guys have arranged this for her?
Yeah, because this something like this always like kind of happens. Not necessarily on this scale, but...
Okay.
And then, then they have a big party, and that's the end.
So she lip syncs. What was her lip sync song, though?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't really focusing on that. It was more that just the fact that she has an amazing time.
Well, it's got to be like a 90s classic, like the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones or something. Like,
Fine, the impression that I get or
Cranberries,
something.
like Linger. Yeah. I mean, back then they were quite depressing.
Maybe not something depressing.
No,
yeah.
no.
But either way, she's having a great time. She's back to her old self.
Okay.
Dion's there. They're all happy.
Oh, great.
Everything's good.
Have you got a title for that?
I don't know.
Can I suggest one?
Go.
Maybe How Cher Got Her Groove Back.
Yeah, sure. I was like, how can I get my two favourite shitty reality TV shows into one sequel? I will do it.
Very good, very good. So this isn't as much a sequel film as just an episode of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy featuring these characters. I mean, that's fine, but is that what it is? Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Fine.
No, that's not a dig.
Whatever.
That's not a dig. That's perfectly acceptable. Like, we've had like sequels that are TV shows, movies, Netflix series, you know.
You've listened. You know how crap me and John get.
Episodes of Stranger Things over and over and over again.
Episodes of The Truman Show over and over and over
I get
again.
what you were going for when you said that she became a successful lawyer and stuff, but I wanted to go down the route that she had a successful relationship with Josh.
Yeah, of course.
And that they were happy together, and that she was doing well for herself, but then she let herself go, which is that's always the case in Queer Eye. They don't just make over people that are perfectly fabulous. It's always people that have
had a trauma or something.
Yeah, had something bad happen in their life. So
sure, okay. No, I like that. I think that's actually very good, yeah. And I think she would appreciate having four fabulous gay men reconstruct her.
Because in Clueless, she's all about making other people better and fixing their lives.
Okay.
So come on, it's deeper.
Is Christian going to show up at any point?
Yes, you know what? That's the one thing I missed out. Thank you.
Yeah. Is he one of the Queer Eyes? Or?
Yeah, he could totally come in and be she's just totally not herself anymore.
Yeah, maybe he refers her. Yeah, he's like the.
Yeah, no, it was Dion that referred her, but it should have been Christian. Fine.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, that was my idea.
I like it. That was very good. Yeah, I think that's very realistic and watchable. So.
Thank you,
Harry. Over to you.
Great, okay. Well, I have got a quite small one this week.
Okay.
And I've also got
a... small every week.
Nearly thanked you for that, but I caught myself. Because I realised what was going on. So, yeah, this one's... I've got quite a small one, and then I've also got a teensy tiny one.
Well, you know what? It's not... Size doesn't matter.
But also one of the listener submissions that I've got this week is huge. You haven't seen it.
Jeez, really?
Yeah. So I'll just pass them all off as my idea, if that's all right. Sure. So the first one that I've written, the one that I'm most proud of, is called Clueless 101.
Okay.
And it's set 2019, 23, 4 years later, whatever it is.
Okay.
Whatever Louise says it is. And the three main cast, one of which I did not realise had died.
You didn't know Brittany Murphy was dead?
I've never heard of Brittany Murphy before this time.
Oh my god, no!
Ty, the actress who played Ty has died.
Yeah.
Okay, well, carry on, it's fine. Right.
What? Where would I know her from, other than this?
She's in the Oscar award-winning film Girl Interrupted. That's one of the main characters.
Okay,
never mind.
Anyway.
That's rough.
Don't make a season out of this.
Brittany, I don't think...
Oh my god! Actors Harry didn't know were dead. Yes, it's gotta be a season!
That's a good season.
Okay, actually that works. How are you going to do that, though? That's interesting.
Oh my god.
You don't know. Yeah.
We've got all the time. We can do this. Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll have a
you're away for Eurovision. Nothing's happening. So just think about that.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to think about for the next 2 weeks.
Yes.
I'm here to help.
Right.
Anyway, so the three main cast, which are Cher, Dion, and
Ty.
So
you're going to recast Ty, given that Brittany Murphy has passed away?
Yeah, sure. Any ideas, people?
It's hard to recast.
Drew Barrymore, if you're going for a
I feel like Drew Barrymore could.
Drew Barrymore?
Drew Barrymore could do it, yeah.
I'll take a Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
They will now become college teachers.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, fine. She would do well at that,
Yeah.
Cher is teaching law, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Dionne is the assistant to gym coach Murray.
Mm-hmm.
And
sorry, Dionne now teaches PE.
Yeah. Well, I feel like she's just done whatever Murray's done, and it's pretty much just so that she can be telling him off all the time.
Okay, fair.
Constantly second-guessing him, doing a way better job than he's doing at everything.
Yeah.
Apart from identifying people's sexuality.
Yes, how about that?
And Ty is teaching sex ed.
Sure, yeah.
But that's what her character would be. Yeah. Anyway, this semester, the teachers are set the task of creating a short documentary of the student life. You know, it's kind of like a promotion for the school sort of thing.
Right.
So it includes all the teachers. They will happen to meet one student who reminds them extremely of themselves.
Oh, okay.
Of which they kind of follow and sort of make a documentary about that one person. And this is pretty much what the film is an entire full-length documentary of different people in high school going through different high school dramas.
Okay.
Which, you know, you can make it your own thing if you want. Mm. But it's all narrated by the characters from Clueless.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty much the idea.
Okay. So Cher meets somebody who reminds her of her younger self?
Mm-hmm.
In what sense? Give me some context here and I'll help you work with it.
Maybe she's just kind of, I don't know, another do-gooder who's...
A young do-gooder who with like an overbearing father figure.
That sort of thing, yeah.
Okay. Who's going to play this young do-gooder? It's like a 17-year-old who's playing a young Alicia Silverstone.
You're now asking me to cast people under the age of 20 because you know I can't do that.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
You know we've got about 2 people.
True. They're either 5 years too old or 5 years too young.
Yeah.
So what's the plot though? So she meets someone who's like her. What does that mean for her? Is she trying to educate this person to be better or?
Yeah, that works actually.
Okay. Is she trying to prevent this young girl from making the same mistakes that she made?
That works really well.
Okay.
So maybe it's kind of a similar story in what's happening, but it's kind of like a second try for the main characters to kind of go through it again.
So, yes, so Cher
live life through somebody else's eyes.
Actually, I like this. So Cher is narrating this film, and she's like, I see this little young woman who, like, it reminds me so much of myself at her age. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, she's trying to fix people with the wrong people. She's not taking care of herself. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to tell her that if she just backs off a little bit and relaxes, everything's going to be okay. Yeah. But then she realises over the course of the film that teenagers can never be taught to make the right decisions. They have to make their own mistakes for themselves.
Yes.
And in the fact, by trying to teach this young girl to not meddle in the lives of her friends, she's actually meddling in her life and she's actually repeating her own mistakes.
You've said more than I've said on this idea, yeah.
You've inspired me. I think this is good. So yeah. So
man, I put so much effort into mine. I just got totally poo-pooed.
Aww.
Yours wasn't poo-pooed already, it was great. Okay, so that's Cher. So she learns through finding a student who reminds her of herself that she's actually repeating the same mistakes and she actually just needs to let this girl make her own mistakes. Mm-hmm. That's a cool plotline. So Dionne, what was her thing again?
She is teaching gym along with Murray.
Okay, does she meet a student who reminds her of herself? Or
that was my plan, yeah.
Okay, well, she wasn't really very athletic. That wasn't really her thing.
No, but I was just kind of thinking that she's... I don't know, I just wanted to kind of just do something in which she could be paired up with Murray just to be being clearly better than him.
Well, sure. Well, maybe she also... Maybe this is like the thing. Maybe she also sees a promising young student who's very early in life got into what seems to be a very serious relationship.
Yeah.
You know, and they're fighting all the time. And she's trying to teach this student to, like, you know, you're too young to get bound up in these kind of, like, crazy relationship dramas. Just find yourself first and learn to love yourself first. And then you can, you know, love will follow kind of thing. But then maybe... Again, she realises that she's projecting her own issues with Murray onto this young kid, and actually, through trying to help this kid, her and Murray kind of reconnect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that works.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And maybe this kid's also a very good fashion designer with excellent taste in hats. Yeah?
I like it. And then a final one, Ty.
So what was Ty's issue?
Ty, well, I made her a sex ed teacher.
Other than being dead, yeah. So she's a sex ed teacher, right? Sure. Oh, so she's like, guys, don't.
Because I felt like of the three of them, she was the one who was.
She's had the experience, definitely, yeah. So yeah, maybe there's like another exchange student or, you know, whatever Ty was supposed to be comes in, not an exchange student.
She's just a new pupil.
A new pupil to the school, yeah. Who's like clearly lived a life, you know. Mm-hmm. Maybe she's trying to be like, you know, hey guy, slow it down. You know, you don't need to do all of this right now. You're 15 years old.
If you keep going as you are, you'll become a sex ed
You're
teacher.
going to burn out and potentially... yeah. I like that. No, actually, I really like this idea of like all three of them meeting like their younger selves in a way and trying to like
that was definitely the
and
core of
learning
my
a
idea.
lesson through meeting them. So yeah, I mean that's very good.
Yes. I mean, the important bit to me is that the dialogue is kept exactly the same.
Yes, maybe just some like noughties references rather than 90s. Like maybe like the slang is updated.
I'd like to keep it completely 90s.
As if like no time has passed.
No, as if like they're just so out of touch.
Oh, okay, sure. Oh, so no, they still speak like the 90s. But the kids are like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so like fans of the Clueless film could watch this and be nostalgic about it.
Yes.
Because people are going, as if.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, they're still doing like the W sign and everything.
Yeah.
And maybe all the kids...
That's the teachers trying to be down with the kids.
Yes.
When they'd be like, oh, whatever, get out of my class.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe all the kids are like so into Instagram and Snapchat and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. Well, not Facebook because nobody on Facebook anymore. So Instagram and Snapchat. Maybe all of the kids are super into social media and it's about the adult characters realising that they're like middle-aged now and like coming to terms with that. And I think that'd be good. I mean, that's actually a good idea. Yeah.
I like it. The teensy tiny idea.
Okay. Oh, the teensy tiny.
Teeny, this big.
So small. Grow not sure.
So the three girls, it turns out that all their surnames are Heather. And of course Winona Ryder tries to kill them all until her boyfriend tries to blow up the school.
Okay, so it's basically Heatherless.
You call it Heatherless.
Sure. Heatherless.
Yeah. So those are my two ideas.
Okay, I think the first one was better, but sure.
I agree. Okay, yeah, this idea is way longer than mine. It's probably a normal length idea. Okay. So, Colin Elliott has said, initially he's given a reason for why he's done this. I blew off doing calculus homework to write this. I didn't mean to spend 45 minutes on it. I just got caught up.
Oh my god, you spent 45 minutes writing this?
Yeah.
Is it going to take you 45 minutes to read?
No.
Okay, good.
So he says, considering the major romantic angles of her high school experience are covered in the first one, we presume that the sequel will be about Cher matchmaking as she goes to work for her father at his firm. She has to turn her skills at fashion, planning and schmoozing into an avenue at becoming a viable asset. Along the way, she continues to become more responsible and less airheaded. She also has to cope with drifting apart from her friends and not knowing every detail of Dionne's life.
Mm-hmm.
Although still way more than regular adults do.
Sure.
She also needs to make matches because she loves romance.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a defining character trait in Emma, the source material.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this person knows his stuff. So she tries the ultimate task, setting up her father. Along the way, she learns more about why her father divorced from Josh's mother, which also strains her still secret relationship with Josh. Thus, the 5 main arcs of the film involve 1. Her trying to follow in her father and Josh's footsteps at the law firm and realising she doesn't fit in with that life and instead wants to be some sort of event or planner / project manager that coordinates with her father's firm.
Okay, that could work for her, yeah.
The second of the 5 arcs is her trying to set up her father with a new woman and eventually failing to do so. And then the third is her worrying and straining her own relationship with her boyfriend as she examines their relationship through the lens of their parents' unsuccessful relationships.
Okay.
And then the fourth one, continuing to keep that relationship a secret, worrying that her father will disapprove, and also worrying that he's right to, and 5, dealing with the loss of close relationships she enjoyed in high school as people go to college or get jobs and everyone drifts varying degrees of apart.
Okay.
She first identifies herself with her father and Josh with his mum. Then, if she realises she's not her father, she sees Josh as her father and by proxy her as Josh's mother.
Oh, so the relationship is quite toxic now because it's
Yeah. And she sees the fears and the motivations of both sides and why both versions of their relationship broke down. Josh tells her about his dad and how that relationship broke down, and she learns a lot about love, but it scares her that so much can go wrong. Add in love troubles amongst her friends, which she didn't even know about because they so rarely talk anymore, and she nearly gives up on love as a concept entirely. She feels her efforts in a previous film have failed. She's losing her friends, she's afraid of the future of her relationship, and she despairs of setting out on her own professionally because she feels like she will fail, which is a new idea for her that she could fail. She thinks she's better off just being who she's always been, a ditzy virgin, single and clueless, the mould of who she thinks she's told to be. She stops trying to set up her father, but the woman still wants it.
The woman who she was trying to set up with her father still wants her father. Okay.
Yeah, so there's drama.
Okay.
In the aftermath, her dad shows / tells her he doesn't want to remarry. Not everyone sees love the way she does. And Cher is all he needs.
Okay.
Not sure if she means herself or the singer, but I'll leave that for you. So Cher's happiness is all he needs. And he's happy she's found the guy but she still refuses to tell him about.
Mm-hmm. That guy being Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can see how happy she is when she's in love because he understands how much she loves romance. She gives in and confesses her relationship with Josh. He knows already because he's also seen how happy Josh is, and what are the odds that they both had separate secret relationships.
Sure.
He doesn't mind. He likes Josh.
Yes, of course. His ex-stepson.
Yeah. So Cher realises that she is much happier with Josh than without, and they're different from their parents, so maybe love can triumph over history. They can make this work. She gains a new sense of her identity and individuality while reinforcing her core belief in the power of love and the general goodness of humanity. She's determined to make it work with Josh if it's meant to be, but she's pretty sure it is. She's also determined to stay close with her friends, those important to her, despite the growing physical distance and how they all change as they have different lives. And while some of her friends' love lives are in shambles, there's nothing a lot of matchmaking can't fix. And it's called As If. So, yeah, that
was a very thought through sequel.
That was As If from Colin Elliott.
Nice, very very thought through, very detailed sequel. Thank you for that.
I have a lot less thought through ones. Would you like to hear those?
Please, as long as they're short and sweet. Yeah.
Tyler Edwards has said Clueless. As in the number 2. With
I see. Clueless. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Stephanie Pally says Cluelesser, the Clueless thing.
The Clueless thing. Okay, sure. Yeah, sounds like a horror movie. Great.
Yep, and that's the aim. Nick Moe says Pointless.
Okay.
I like that one.
Pretty close to the bone for me, but sure.
Yeah. Connor Scuba Shark Reed.
Wow.
That's their Facebook name.
Sure.
Don't ask me. Just says Rudless.
Rudless.
Which I assume would be Clueless without Paul Rudd.
Oh, okay. A much worse movie in many ways.
Yeah. I got one more from Paul Spooner, who says, too clueless, too furious, but he has also given a description.
Okay.
Former It girl Cher Horowitz is called upon to bust a dangerous fashion criminal. To assist her in a mission, she recruits childhood friends Donnie and Ty.
Dionne and Ty.
Dionne and Ty, sorry, I misread. Dionne and Ty. Together, they must navigate the dangerous world of international fashion while asking themselves, how clueless are they willing to go to catch a criminal?
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I like that.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yours?
Yeah, that's all mine.
Cool. Okay, I have some as well. So, Will Buckingham said, Clueless 2, Clue, and then you just watch Clue. Fair. Brett Schultz said, Cher discovers that her stepbrother is Ant-Man.
Yeah, sure.
Drew Mancini said, whatever, Clueless 2. Cher has kids who try to navigate the life of teenagers in the world of social media. So far, so 8th grade. Dan Hedaya is the Trump-supporting retired granddad. That's the actor who played the dad in this film.
Right.
So in this sequel, he's a Trump supporter and he's retired.
Yeah.
And there's some serious...
Is Danny Dyer doing an accent other than Danny Dyer accent?
No, this isn't Danny Dyer as in the Cockney actor. This is Dan Hedaya who played the dad in the original film.
Oh my god!
Although,
if
there was a British person... If there was a British actor, I would absolutely advocate for Danny Dyer. A British remake of this film, I would 100% advocate for Danny Dyer to play that role.
I didn't know.
No,
You're not going out dressed like that, you slag.
And there's some serious confusion when it's explained to them that their mom dated their Uncle Josh for a period in her late teens, early 20s. So he says, basically, this is the plot of 8th grade, but wacky and tied into the Clue universe. So that could work. Ira Ray said, Clueless Whisper, the Whammening. Brad Stone said, Too Fast, Too Clueless. Andrew J. Hawthorne said, Toothless. They're all in their late 80s, but still super fashionable.
Nice.
Yes, Queen.
Yeah. Audrey Lazaro said, Cher and Dee get together on the anniversary of Ty's death and vow to get revenge on their ex-husbands who've all remarried. And so I guess that's like Murray and Paul Rudd and Donald Faison, all that crowd. And they turn to Bette Midler, Goldie Hawn and Diane Keaton for help. So it's like a remake of The First Wife.
Yeah, great.
And Andrew Gold says, Cher solves mysteries and takes the name Inspector Clouseau. So over to Twitter. At Aussie Nerds Pod said, without a Clueless, she teams up with Sherlock Holmes. No? Martin Gardner at MG Loves Fun said, okay, super obvious, but Paul Rudd becomes a lawyer and finds out his firm is ripping off its clients. He hacks in, gives the money back to the clients, gets sent to prison, and when he gets out, he steals a mysterious red suit from Hugh Pym. Name, Ant-Man.
Very good.
Yeah. And finally, at Wales Lover Faye said, Cher and Josh have kids, and at their school they put on a play like in Jane Austen's Mansfield Park. So I guess it's continuing the whole Clueless as remake of classic Jane Austen.
Yeah.
Trope. So yeah, those are our sequel ideas for Clueless. If you have any sequel ideas for Clueless or any movies we've done in the past, please let us know. We are Beyond the Box Set. You can find us at beyondtheboxset.com. Our podcast is available at all good podcasting platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, you name it, we're on it. If we're not on it, let us know. Our Patreon is patreon.com/beyondtheboxset. Will you stop mocking me, please? I'm doing your... I do this every episode.
Like a rapper, you're fantastic.
So here's the story all about how my life got turned upside down. Yeah, so
I love this guy.
Our social media, you can find it on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search Beyond the Box Set or at Beyond the Box Set on Twitter. You can also find exclusive merchandise on tpublic.com. Just search Beyond the Box Set. And we are also a proud member of the Paved Media Podcasting Network. Go to pavedmedia.net to find out how you can grow your audience and connect with fellow podcasters. You know, this is Louise. So this has been Louise Ball's third and last appearance on Beyond the Box Set. So
listeners, the whole time that John was doing that, Louise was doing the sort of DJ scrubbing a record.
Scrubbing a record?
I don't know.
Scrubbing a record. So, Louise, as your swan song from Beyond the Box Set, would you like to tell listeners anything that you would like to promote or anything at all?
No, I'd like to say this is a fantastic podcast. I hope the people are listening.
They surely are. Yeah. Well, they were. They're not anymore. Great. So next week...
You should sign up and be a Patreon.
Yes, indeed. So next week, Harry, I say next week, but we're getting a bit of a break because I'm going on holiday.
Thank fucking God.
So we get a break from it.
Different reactions
wow. Well, I
genuinely going to miss him. Okay.
Well, yeah, I feel very loved. But when I get back, for you listeners, there'll be no difference because we've done like 3 episodes this week, so we're continuing to our regular schedule. But when we get back, we will be doing a film that I've chosen, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, unless you had something in mind that you wanted to do.
Yeah, no, I'm just prepared.
Well, I mean, I'm really not choosing anything particularly significant at this point. I'm just like, what's a film that's been on the list for a while? So I thought we could potentially do a film by the director Paul Thomas Anderson called Boogie Nights.
Ooh, that's a real classic.
It is a good film. I think you'll like it.
Yeah,
We'll see. You've got 2 weeks to watch it, so...
Good. Great. Well, you said it's a longer film, so
It's
2 weeks should be... Oh, that's long enough. It's not longer than that.
It's a 48-hour film.
Great.
No, it's like
3-day.
I think it's like just
3-day
under 3
long
hours.
film.
Is it longer than a Marvel Cinematic Universe?
No, it's probably shorter than Avengers Endgame. Yeah. And you see more cocks at the end, so...
Great.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So yeah, join us next week, listeners, for Boogie Nights.
Not including Glenn Close.
Not including Glenn Close.
Oh, thank God.
It's her cock that you see at the end.
Less, thank God.
Cool. So, thank you, Louise, for guesting.
Oh, thank you so much for
Always a
having me.
pleasure.
I've had the most amazing time.
I am pleased. As if.
Duh.
I've one thing left to say to you, Louise. You're a virgin who can't drive. Great. So, see you next week, people. Bye.
Bye.
Why am I even listening to you to begin with? You're a virgin who can't drive. Oh, that was way harsh, Ty.